everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Henry. So today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. We're going to talk about emergency preparedness for a few reasons. So first of all, recently in our area in British Columbia, lower British Columbia where I live, we had a fire that wiped out a small community, Lytton, and people literally had minutes to get out. 2 people passed away in the fire, and then recently there are several communities that are under threat here in BC. So yeah, I just want to showcase the emergency preparedness kits. These are not meant for me to stay here in the house. We have separate supplies for that. We have dry food and all that stuff. This is literally grab and go, right? So I just thought I'd showcase this just to kind of get some people prepared, whether you live here in BC and it's forest fire season, or maybe you live in Pemberton area, it's a floodplain and they were on flood alert a little while ago, and the people have to be ready to go, ready to leave. And or maybe if you're down in on the east coast of the States where hurricanes is a thing, or if you're in California and there's wildfires. It doesn't matter where my viewers are. If you are in an area where there's potential risk of you needing to get the heck out, having a bag like this is probably a good idea. So let's get into it. All right, so we have 2 of these bags, and these are just really cheap. I think my wife got these bags at a factory sale. They're Herschel bags, but obviously get whatever bags you want. One thing that I do recommend is try to get something that's really dorky looking. What you don't really want is a tactical looking bag, because they're more likely to get stolen. Like if you were staying at an emergency shelter and you had a couple of really cool looking tactical bags, it's more likely that somebody's going to try to take that from you because they think there's cool stuff in it. So a cheap old school bag is the kind of stuff you want. So let's start with the outside pocket here. This is probably one of the more important things. So in this pocket here, we have a bunch of wet ones for cleaning our hands, because you know, it's COVID season right now, or the year of the COVID, so we have some wet ones just to wipe your hands down, or if you just end up with working with your hands or what have you, something to clean your hands with. And then we have just a cheap old purse, and in it is just a little bit of coinage. So I've got some coins, and these are for either parking laundry or whatever, just something to have in handy. I've got $200 in cash, okay, sitting in this little wallet. And then I have a credit card that is active, but I don't use, okay? So there's nothing on this card. So I have the full limit available on this card. And then I have my ID, my driver's license photocopied, and it's just sitting inside this little purse. That way, if I gotta go check into a hotel room, I've got a couple $100 cash, I got the entire credit card ready to go. Let's look into the rest of the bag here. So on the top here, I have my toiletry. So in here is a little thing of toothpaste. I've got a dental pick here. I've got some dental floss. Oh, where is my toothbrush? Oh, I gotta go get a toothbrush. It's a good thing I looked in here. Little bar of soap, and then this is my inhaler, so I always have an extra one. So what I do is I have an extra one in here, and then when it's time to go get my refill, I take the new one, put it in here, and rotate this out. So this is always fresh. There we go. Just went and grabbed the toothbrush out of my closet there, so now we have an extra toothbrush in here. Going further down the bag, so I have an extra shell jacket. This is a very lightweight jacket. It's really just meant for rain, obviously. It's got a hood on it and all that, so pretty simple. It's a jacket that I don't wear very often, but it's in fantastic shape. I have one of these chamois towels, like a full-size camping towel that absorbs like 1,000,000 pounds in water kind of idea. Next thing is I have another jacket. This one here is a water resistant, but not, or water shedding jacket, but it is just an old jacket that is still in fantastic shape. Provides me with a little bit of warmth within a cooler season. Then going further down in here, so then this is my clothing bag. That's in a Ziploc bag. So in here we have a toque, of course got the Canadian flag on it. I have an extra pair of really lightweight pants. I have 2 pairs of socks in here, a pair of mitts for cooler weather. I have extra underwear, 2 pairs of underwear, and 2 old t-shirts. So basically I just took this out of my rotation of clothing, and they're not like brand new. I didn't buy them new or anything like that, but they're just good to have. This is an emergency kit. We actually bought this through her work, through my wife's work. So this is just something nice to have. So we got some extra masks here because it's COVID, and then we have They're just a little half liter or a quarter liter. They're 125 milliliter of water, of drinking water. So we have a little bit of drinking water. There's an emergency blanket in here. There's an emergency poncho, whistle, glow stick. These are very, very sugary. I've actually tried one of these. These are SOS rations. They are essentially just fuel. They're 410 calories per serving, and there's 9 bricks in here. So they're super sweet. It's like an energy bar, but just all sugar. No, well, not sugar, but you know what I mean. It's just got a lot of sweetness to it. And then there's a tissue, water filtering taps right here. So that's in here. So this is just a commercially bought kit, and we just threw the masks in there. And then lastly, inside the little pouch in the back here, we have some extra stuff. So what do we have? So we have some little roll of emergency toilet paper. We have a personalized first aid kit, a tiny one's probably got some band-aids and just normal stuff in there, some gauze. We got some wet, like a whole package of wet wipes, so if you just need to kind of just wipe yourself down, you can do that. 4-pack of AA battery and a 4-pack of AAA battery. So that's my emergency kit. So this is my bag, and then my wife has the same bag, also with $200 cash, her credit card, her driver's ID, as well as her all of the basically the matching clothing item, but for her. So she's got socks, she's got jackets and gloves and all that stuff as well too. She also has a set of batteries. She also had the same water supply with the extra the emergency food supply. That's all in here. So next, we've got dogs and cats. Let's talk about that. So remember these 2 bags here. One is his, one is hers. And they have the identical things. Remember, don't just depend on one bag has the cash, or one bag has the battery, or one bag has the food. So for whatever reason, if we got separated, we ended up at 2 different hotels, we actually can sustain ourselves. We have a bit of water, we have a bit of food, we have cash, we have copies of our ID in each one of these bags. All right, so we've got cats, we've got dogs. So where these 2 bags sit, which is near the door, or close enough to the door, that essentially if the house is on fire, or we get, for whatever reason, we get the alert. We don't live in an area where we're going to get an alert to evacuate our entire part of the city. That's not, but just in case you do, you grab these 2 bags, and you gotta grab this one, because this has got dog food and cat food in it. So in it is a bag of these pine pellets, which is what our cats use for kitty litter. So we have a bag of that. There's a little box here. It's actually meant for the just litter to be sitting in. We have just not the smallest bag, but we have just a, what's the weight here? This is 2 kilograms or 4.5 pounds of dog food. It's the brand that our dog eats. And of course, it's good for probably 2 days. Probably more than that. It's probably like 3 days worth of food for these guys, for Daisy and Maggie. And this is so that if we ended up in an emergency shelter or hotel, we can get through the first couple of days without having to go, we gotta go find dog food, right? So here's your dog food. Same thing for the cats. These, man, this will last like 2 weeks for the cats, right? So again, it's one of those things we don't want to worry, right? When we're just displaced for the evening. And then lastly in here, we have a couple of decommissioned bowls from camping. We don't use these anymore. So we have a couple of these for water, for food, and so on for the dogs. And we got basically some treats for the cat and some wet food for the cats. And yeah, there's a few cans of the wet cat food. And then just a towel. So there you go. That's our cat emergency bag, or our animal emergency bag. So basically, yeah, these things are all ready to go. And for the people who have been displaced in Lytton and in the cities that are under, cities or towns right now that are under wildfire threats in California, in lower BC, or all over BC actually, man, my heart goes out to you guys. And so hopefully this video will find everybody well, and if this prompts you to go and get something more prepared for your family and loved ones, then yeah, I hope you do that. All right, you guys, thanks very much for sticking around. Hi, baby, come here. This is Ophelia, one of our 2 cats. She's the chubby one. Want to say hi? All right, thanks very much, you guys. Thanks to my Patreon supporters. We'll see you in the next video.